Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to episode 38 of Rocket League 101. Today what we're going to be going through is aerial car control. So I sort of realised I glossed over it a little bit, because in previous videos, I've done two videos, one a more advanced one, about how to launch your car, because most people don't have much aerial control, because they launch wrong and then they're stuck like this with no momentum, and they're like it's like wobbling on a bike when you're going really slowly, right? You have to put your foot down, right? It's like that, right? So I've gone through that loads. So basically, launching your car is the first thing you need to be able to do properly to get good aerial car control. So if you haven't watched that video, go watch that. And let's get on with it. So, this video is mainly going to be me showing you how to actually get better at it. Like obviously, you know what aerial car control is and why you need it. But basically, you know, very similar to, I remember Verge made a video on this. I think I'm adding a little bit and I'm saying things a little bit differently. But basically, the easiest ways to practice, right? I'm gonna go through 4 things you can do, all in a row, right? And you do them in order, and then once you can do all 4 of these, you're chilling. Oh no, 5 things, sorry. Okay, so the first thing, jump at the goal line, boost a little bit, do whatever you want to do, and hit the crossbar. Stay flat and just hit the crossbar, right? And go in as much of a straight line as possible, right? So you don't really want to do this, right, and like be going up and down, right? Just try and go in a straight line and hit the crossbar. Pretty simple. Really, really nice and easy. Flutter your boost, use your boost, whatever, do what you want. Just get it consistently, right? These are the things I'm telling you should be things that you can do 100% of the time without any shadow of a doubt, right? Then you do it upside down. Again, try and go in as much of a straight line as possible. Hit the crossbar. Do that like 10 times, so make sure you can do it every single time. Move on to the sideways one. So do it both sides. You have to just hit the crossbar, nice and easy. Bang, bang, bang. Do it both sides and everything like that. Just make sure you're consistent. Make sure everything feels smooth and like you haven't got any issues, right? And then from there, I would say to do this. So simply whatever air roll you want to learn the game on. So if you want to learn it on manual, predominantly, or if you want to learn it on predominantly, arrow left or right, just fly around the map and make sure you never hit anything. So don't lose momentum and hit the floor, don't hit the ceiling, don't hit any walls. Just get comfortable fluttering your boost and just literally flying around the map comfortably. If you can do this and just not hit anything, right, especially while spinning, then you're fine, right? And this also goes for like if you've learned manual but you want to get better at like air roll left or right or whatever, like you can do this and only use the one you're weaker at or whatever to practice just getting the control down. I know this looks really easy, right? But like trust me, when you're a lower ranked player, like I remember back in like 5 years ago or something, I think I tried doing this. I was like, this is impossible, right? Like when I was a prospect player, back in the day. Right, so yeah, do this. It's really easy once you get it down, but once you get it down, that means you've got like pretty good aerial car control. You understand how your boost works, and like, especially in terms of changing direction and whatnot. So that's thing number 4. Obviously, the 3 types of coming out of the goal and hitting the crossbar, and then that's number 4. Do that. You should never ever. You should be able to do all the things from goal to goal, goals to crossbar, really easily. Never ever mess it up ever. Right, that you should be able to do without ever hitting anything ever. And then from there, I will do this training pack. The code is there if you want it. A3E192C287574195. Kev Pert's aerial car control. Now what this is, it's stupidly easy shots, alright? And I'm gonna miss them because I can't play while I'm talking. But essentially, you just go into the ball and you hit it hard into the goal, right? And what you should be using this for is, you see here, right? I launched my car well. Right, so learn to launch your car well. 1. So again, watch that video if you haven't. And then just try and go in as straight of a line, straight at the ball, and get as much power on it and score as you can, right? If you're a really weak player, simply focus on hitting the ball first, like going in a straight line and hitting the ball. And then, once you can do that consistently, you're hitting the ball, and then try and hit it with power, right? So still, don't worry about scoring. Just literally hit it like into the crossbar or whatever, right? Just hit it and get power on it. So you hit it with your nose, right? You want to hit it with your nose, not your wheels. If you hit it with your wheels, you get a shot like this, right? And whilst that went in, right, and it didn't bounce or anything, right? that's not something you want to practice. You're much better off practicing this. Because it's just better. You might as well practice it the right way. So you want to hit it with your nose, not your wheels. But essentially do every single shot the same way. And I would advise doing it without any air roll first, just so you can practice like the basics of aerial car control, because you do not need to air roll for any of these. But once you can do this, you know, you're consistently banging them in like 80 plus minimum kph, sure. I don't know, what's that like? Just like 40 miles an hour? I've got no idea. Like, just to get a decent amount on it. And oh yeah, it's 5 to 8, isn't it, the reference? Anyway, yeah, so I would do this and get pretty comfortable scoring them all, like no air roll, and then you can start to, you know, do a 180, and you can practice what you did before, right? So you don't want to air roll as you're about to hit the ball. You can sort of just fly up to it back on, like upside down, so you can practice. Because you know, then you have to try and hit a very specific point of the ball that you want to hit to get the right shot. So you know if you're good at like aiming your car when upside down, or you can do sideways. Like I'll do a sideways one here. Watch me mess this up. Okay, yeah, hit the crossbar. But you can just practice. Oh my god, I'm actually whiffing. Wait, this is not how I'd shoot this in a game. I would do this. Right, that's much easier. But yeah, you can practice doing sideways, whatever you want to do, right? This is the final step because it, you know, it involves the ball. So like many other things you learn in the game, there's a lot you can learn without ever actually touching the ball. Like earlier, right, I watched Stanovic's video on how to breezy flick because I was just bored, right? I'm probably not going to learn to do it because I can't be arsed. But it's like you do the movement. Wait, what was it? It's this, right? And you do all this movement practice and making sure you're consistent with just being able to move your car in the right manner before you even go anywhere near the ball. And that's such a good way to learn something, right? Because if you're like this, you have no aerial car control because you haven't done any of the other stuff I've talked about in this video. You go straight to the training pack, right? You're not. You might as well, like, you're having to learn the like parts of aerial car control that are faster learned doing the other things. So that's why there's multiple steps to this, because those things are specialized to learning specific parts of aerial car control, and then this puts it all together. So this is just like the final thing, right? Like I still use this training pack from time to time. I normally do blackboard therapy instead because it's much harder, and I have to read and stuff like that. But like in terms of just like, you know, consistency, because consistency is such a big thing in this game, this is a really, really good training pack to do regardless of your rank. You know, just to be able to bang aerials like this powerfully every single time, it is really good. And it really works, because the ball's still, it really works in your visual game, because you can, like, sort of like, so you can get that sort of, not hand-eye coordination, or like, sort of like, not muscle memory, but like, your visual game is what it's called, right? I'm pretty sure. Like, when you look at the ball and you want to do a movement, the movement's needed to get to that ball in the quickest way possible, and hit the right part of the ball and whatnot. This is really good for practicing like that judgment of like the movement you need to do. That judgment will get a lot better from doing this training pack. So you can, you know, when you're in a game, you can your instant judgment of like how to get to the ball and what you should do. It's just so much more accurate and just better. So yeah, I would definitely recommend doing this training pack a lot, like until you're very, very consistent on it. You know, just be able to score all of them comfortably, like a lot of the time. You know, not necessarily first time every time because it's not a robot, right? But like, I mean, if you're in silence and you're like concentrating on it, you should. But like, yeah. So anyway, I know I've rambled a little bit, but all of that is very important information. So keep doing this. This is something that's key to every single game you will play in Rocket League. You really want to get the idea of being able to control your car down. Yeah, and make sure you do the things in the right order, because you want to make sure if you go into this not being good enough, you're going to find the training pack useless. But once you're good enough, you're never going to find it useless. Okay, so yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, drop a sub, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.